This is in the Bakhmut region. The front line of the Russian-Ukrainian Army 3rd Assault Infantry application camera clearly recorded a position attack and dodge. We will go through the first perspective, seeing this tragic and rare scene. Just over 20 minutes ago, Army 3rd Assault Infantry Squad received a mission. In the jungles of the Bakhmut region, hidden is the 72nd Independent Motorized Infantry Battalion of the Russian Army. After receiving the combat order, they rushed to the area. This time they're going to do it by surprise. Launch a positional offensive against the Russian army. After entering the jungle, the Ukrainian army quickly launched a fierce attack. They fought very hard. And this time, their combat objective is clear: brave firepower. There is no chance for the Russian army to counterattack at all. They cooperate with each other through tactical guidance. At this moment, they are facing a cover of the Russian army onslaught. It can be said that this is a matchup of continuous kicks and cracks. Although it is a surprise operation. But the Russians on the ground responded quickly. The Ukrainian soldiers in the 9 palaces. A rocket was fired. After a puff of smoke, there was no sound of counterattack in the conjoined body for an instant, looking forward carefully. They are also not sure about the Russian soldiers inside. They picked up the AK and fired violently. It doesn't give the Russian army inside a chance to sublimate at all. They discovered a hidden, the Russian soldier next to him. Shoot him directly. The drone above Wu Jun. He is eyeing the battle situation below. They give the Voodoo soldiers who are fighting at any time provide information on the movements of the Russian army. The Voodoo soldiers below are facing the cover. After such a close onslaught, the Russian troops covering the vicinity are completely silent. Found dead Russian soldiers and some messy clutter. After clearing a Russian cover, the Wu infantry covered another part of the Russian army. He dropped a grenade. After confirming that there were no Russian troops in the bunker, the soldier fired violently again at the front left of him. Facing the persuasion of this witch trapper to surrender, the Russian soldiers on the opposite side responded with a counterattack. Just then, Ukrainian army. The car also came to support. They should cooperate internally and externally. The Russians on the opposite side stopped attacking. The fog drones above, Chudi recorded the battle situation below. Quickly off the cover, run forward. The fog drones above have been following. Turns out he was running to the bomb shelter ahead. The drones above are watching. There are at least 5 soldiers inside. Just then, all Russian soldiers out of season. Slowly coming back here. It is estimated that this position, a total of more than 10 Russian soldiers. After identifying the bomb shelter where the Russian army is located, the Ukrainian assault team began a full-scale offensive. They slowly approached the cover the Russians had abandoned and bombarded the cover, in case there are still Russian soldiers hiding who have not withdrawn. They are even in the bunkers abandoned by the Russians, captured a lot of weapons and ammunition that Russian soldiers gave up. Then they were in the bunker abandoned by the Russian army, with machine guns left by the Russian army. Violent output towards the Russian bomb shelter ahead, until all the bullets are fired. Russian positions are under Russian cover. Hit the Russian army with Russian bullets. Now that's a little bit sarcastic. Just then, the Ukrainian soldiers and armored vehicles also rushed over. The Ukrainian infantry here. They just want to cover up. All the Russian troops inside were killed. When infantry armored vehicles, after entering the position where the Russian army is located, then after the heavy firepower of the Ubud soldiers, the Russian army has no ability to counterattack at all, without the help of any artillery or air force. This position was finally lost. Maybe this is the war. It's really too tragic. All the Russian troops were killed.